Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dark Souls. I am Lunaris, and we are currently outside of the Crystal Forest in the Duke's archives. And we are on our way to have our confrontation with Seath the Scaleless, because we need his piece of Gwyn's Lord Soul if we're going to complete the game. And it doesn't look like they were standing over anything. Huh. I kind of thought they were gathered around here because there was an item they were guarding. I was wrong. There's no real purpose in killing all of these crystal golems. If I needed to farm blue titanite, I would be doing it this way. Let me over the crest of the hill, please. Thank you. Oh, crystalline armor. I get the feeling that the crystalline armor is also it falls under the useful but fragile. I was gonna say, I thought there were more crystal golems than that one over there. But we're going to go see if this one is standing near or guarding anything. I don't believe so, but he might be. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised that they're able to knock me over with all my poise. When those big skeletons could not. That's okay though. I mean, it's not a problem or anything. It's just kind of odd. Is there nothing? Nothing. Okay. It was just a distraction, I guess. Maybe for the two that are over here. So now we're going to journey further into the Crystal Caves. Or, well, into the Crystal Caves, further into the Crystal Forest. That's no bueno. We don't want to try fighting that guy right here. So the thing that we need to be aware of here is that falling off any of these ledges is instant death. But there are also hidden pathways. And most folks are kind enough to leave us guideposts to where we need to be. But if you need to know exactly where the invisible walkway is, look for the falling crystals. There's the humanity. I couldn't imagine being one of the first people through here and not having the messages to guide your way. So, we could fight these moonlight butterflies, but they will not aggro if you do not fight them. So I'm not going to bother with it, because I mean, there's no real reason to. The only thing that you would gain by fighting them, other than some souls, is the possibility of a blue titanite slab. And in all honesty, you don't really need. I mean, unless you absolutely need the blue titanite slab, there's no reason. I do not want to deal with that golem. Okay, so not really going to give me a choice. So here comes the crystal golem. I think it's because I went ahead and ticked him off over here. Which is fine, because I don't think he can push me off of the edge over here. So I don't mind fighting him if we're confined to this tiny space. That's fine. That's actually the perfect outcome for that. I'm certain there's another. So once again, the falling crystal is just telling you where you're going. And for good measure, check that out. That's instant death. Falling off of this pathway is instant death. Try left, it says. I see something there. I don't know if that's a pathway you're supposed to take or not. I see that, but I don't know what it is. And once again, we're not going to bother. We're not going to bother these guys. Okay, so it says there's an imminent fall. So we kind of have to deal with this crystal golem in some way. I don't know if it's going to let us target. Because I would like to deal with this crystal golem without having to get near it. Honestly. I don't like the crystal golem being there like that. Whoa! I don't know that that's supposed to happen, but I guess I shouldn't have rolled. Okay, so now we're back to where I believe I was at before. Oh, goodness. Where was my marker? So now I've made it back to close to where I was, and I'm going to try crossing this chasm a different way. But in order to do so, I need some, shoot. I don't have any prism stones, so I can't try what I was going to try. So I don't know what it was that kept me from Wow. You just can't go on that side of that platform. I am so angry right now, and I don't, because there's nothing I can do about that. This is the worst. Just because Seath himself isn't super difficult, but getting to Seath is obnoxious. This is obnoxious and not fun. Like, this is the one part in this game where it's difficulty, like, because normally, you know, the game is difficult, but you can get right back into it and you can get right to where you were at, and it's not a big deal. And it's just a matter of you playing better. But this part in the game really is obnoxious and completely not fun. I do not like the Crystal Caves. Because I get that you're supposed to use people telling you where to go, you know, as guideposts, as signposts. But that doesn't work in this instance. At keeping the pacing up and keeping this unfrustrating. This part in particular is not fun in the slightest. I'm severely agitated right now. And that's an understatement. That's just me not using swear words and screaming. Which is my normal go-to when I'm not happy. It just seems a little obnoxious that they would put that big-ass guy in your way. He takes like 4 hits to kill, compared to the 2 of the other guys that you fought so far. That one side of the pathway you cannot be on, apparently, without sliding off, which is really obnoxious. It's just... It's a design decision that leaves me scratching my head. Because up until that point, the game has been really fair with its difficulty. And for some reason it just decides that it's going to be functionally different. This is where it's going to be a special snowflake. And I'm mostly agitated because I don't understand how you're supposed to beat the design. That's not gonna work. Like, I really don't know what you're supposed to, like... You're supposed to get around this guy, but I don't know how to do it. Okay. So I beat the guy. We have beaten the guy. And he should not spawn again. The question is... where do I go from here? Because I don't remember. Or maybe this is not where I'm supposed to be at all. That's a possibility. This feels like it was supposed to be the way I was supposed to go back here, but... I don't know what's happening there. So here's the deal. I'm going to cut this episode, and I'm going to start up a new episode when I get down there, because I'm tired of dealing with this. So I will see you guys next time. I am Lunaris. This is Dark Souls. I hate this stupid area. It's a terrible design choice. And I will see you next time.